Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Thursday Food for Soul program. We are happy to have your association with us. So, yes, we have changed our timing from 8 o'clock to 7:30 so that we can all of us join our daily Diwali program that's happening at 8:15. And we'll be continuing in the same link, so we can really release that program as well. So we started yesterday. I understand some of you had joined that program. So, but before that, let's continue our regular Food for Soul session, where I will be reciting one chapter from Bhagavad Gita, and then we'll be discussing. We'll be having Q&A. I know some of you might have some questions related to this Damodar month, this 31 days of challenge that you have undertaken. And then we'll be hearing some inspirational lecture from Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so Deepak Prabhu, we can get started with the recitation. And especially on this month, once we hear some verses from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, we cannot even estimate what is the piety that we accumulate. It's not only for this moment or for this month or for this year or for this lifetime, for eternity, we get the piety. So please repeat on your own, right? Once you are like hear this recitation as well. This is a beautiful chapter where Lord is saying to Arjuna about the knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Hare Krishna. Yes, we'll get started.
Atha chaturthodhyayah Shri Bhagavanuvacha Imam vivasvate yogam Proktavanaham avyayam Vivasvan manave praha Manurikshvakave bravi Evam parampara praptam Imam rajarshayo viduhu Sakale neha mahata Yogo nashtah parantapa Saevayam maya tedya Yoga proktah puratanaha Bhaktosi me sakha cheti Rahasyam hetaduttamam Arjuna uvacha Aparam bhavato janma Param janma vivasvataha Tathametad vijaniyam Tvamadau proktavaniti Shri Bhagavan uvacha Bahuni me vyatitani Janmani tava charjuna Tanyaham veda sarvani Natvam vedha parantapa Ajopi sannavyayatma Bhutanam ishvaropi san Prakritim swamadhisthaya Sambhavamyatmamayaya Yada yada hi dharmasya Glanirbhavati bharata Abhyutthanam-adharmasya Tadatmanam srijamyaham Paritranaya sadhunam Vinashaya cha dushkritam Dharma samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami yuge yuge Janma karma cha me divyam Evam yo veti tattvataha Tyaktva deham punarjanma Naiti mameti sorjuna Vitaraga bhaya krodha Manmaya mamukashritaha Bahavo jnana tapasa Puta madbhavamagataha Ye yatha mam prapadyante Tam tadhaiva bhajamyaham Mama vartmanuvartante Manushyaः partha sarvashah Kankshantah karmanam siddhim Yajanta iha devatah क्षिप्रं हि मानुषे लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टम् गुणकर्म विभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि माम् विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम् न माम् कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा इति माम् योऽभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते एवं ज्ञात्वा कृतं कर्म पूर्वैरपि मुमुक्षुभिः कुरु कर्मैव तस्मात् त्वम् पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं कृतम् किं कर्म किमकर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभान् कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यम् च विकर्मणः अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यम् गहना कर्मणो गतिः कर्मण्यकर्म यः पश्येत् अकर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कृत्स्नकर्मकृत् यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणम् तमाहुः पण्डितम् बुधाः त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गम् नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः निराशीर्यतचित्तात्मा त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टो द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समः सिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतम् ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम् ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना दैवमेवापरे यज्ञम् योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माज्ञावपरे यज्ञम् यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति श्रोत्रादीनीन्द्रियाण्यन्ये संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयानन्य इन्द्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति सर्वाणीन्द्रियकर्माणि प्राणकर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंयमयोगाग्नौ जुह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञा योगयज्ञास्तथा परे स्वाध्यायज्ञानयज्ञाश्च यतयः संशितव्रताः अपाने जुह्वति प्राणम् प्राणे पानं तथा परे प्राणापानगतिरुद्ध्वा प्राणायामपरायणाः अपरे नियताहाराः प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेऽप्येते यज्ञविदो यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः यज्ञशिष्टामृतभुजो यान्ति ब्रह्म सनातनम् नायम् लोकोऽस्य यज्ञस्य कुतोऽन्यः कुरु सत्तमा एवम् बहुविधा यज्ञा वितता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान् एवम् ज्ञात्वा विमोक्षसे श्रेयान् द्रव्यमया यज्ञाः ज्ञानयज्ञः परं तप सर्वं कर्माखिलं पार्थ ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनः तत्त्वदर्शिनः यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव येन भूतान्यशेषाणि द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि अपि चेदसि पापेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव वृजिनं सन्तरिष्यसि यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निर्भस्मसात् कुरुतेऽर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा न हि ज्ञानेन सदृशम् पवित्रमिह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति श्रद्धावान् लभते ज्ञानम् तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम् अचिरेणाधिगच्छति अज्ञश्चाश्रद्दधानश्च संशयात्मा विनश्यति नायं लोकोऽस्ति न परो न सुखं संशयात्मनः योगसन्न्यस्तकर्माणम् ज्ञानसंच्छिन्न संशयम् आत्मवन्तं न कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय तस्मादज्ञानसम्भूतम् हृत्स्थं जानासिनात्मनः चित्वैनं संशयं योगम् आतिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासूपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे ज्ञानकर्मसन्न्यासयोगो नाम चतुर्थोऽध्यायः।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Once again, thank you for joining and giving us this association to recite this beautiful verses from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It's called transcendental knowledge. It's Brahma Gyan. And when this Brahma Gyan enters our heart through the ears, it really transforms ourselves. Thank you very much. Would like to hear from you, your realizations. If you have any questions or comments from our last session that we had on Damodar Leela, or if you have any questions on this 31 days of challenge that all of you have so eager to perform. So if you have any questions, comments, would love to hear from you, or anything that you remember from the last session as well that you can share, because it is said that it's not only Sravanam, Kirtanam, both are hearing and chanting, both are important. We hear and then we also share. It's not that we share something new. Whatever we have heard from our acharyas, from Srila Prabhupada, from senior devotees, we just try to repeat that. So for us as well, so all right, we can do the same thing. Whatever we have heard, we can just repeat it. So here, Meenakshi Mataji is asking. So yes. So she's asking that what is the ideal time to wake up in the morning? That's a very good question. in the morning. So usually it is said that, especially in this month of Kartik, we have to do some tapasya, some austerity. Usually people do austerity, especially to go to office for 1 hour and come back from the office for 1 hour. Or Matajis, they do tapasya every day, cooking for hours at home. Uh, or kids, they do tapasya, keeping their books, holding into their hand for hours and hours. Mm. Some they do tapasya for what? Watching cricket or watching sports. Uh, Different people do different kinds of tapasya. And Bhagavad Gita, as we'll hear uh, towards the end of this Bhagavad Gita, Lord is talking about different kinds of tapasya people do. And here, what we are talking about is tapasya, we do not just to stretch ourselves and uh, keep our body really emaciated and so on. But the main purpose of this tapasya, we want to do some sacrifice. And we want to, the main objective of whatever we do is to really please the Lord. Like like we discussed on that day, I just want to remind it again. So whenever we do this brata or like this, some activity for the Lord, there are different levels. First level is called bhaya, and fear. Okay, we want to do it. If you don't do it, right, we'll be bitten by Yamaraj, or will not get what we want, and so on, right? So that's a like bhaya or fear. The next level is really asa. Okay, right? If you do this, we'll get something. Next level is called like kartabya, duty. Right? Yes, I want to do the needful because it is expected out of me. And but the fourth and highest stage is really the raga or love. The same thing, right? Like a spouse or a children or an employee. Like this can be really extended anywhere, right? But the most important thing is that whatever we do, if we do from our heart. And now coming back to this question, right? Like what time we should wake up? It is mentioned that we should wake up at Brahma Muhurta. And Brahma Muhurta is usually like 1.5 hours before sunrise. So I think nowadays, what is the time for sunrise? Let me check quickly. So especially for Bangalore, sunrise is at 6:11. So Brahma Muhurta starts around 4:35 for Bangalore. So yes, preferably, I like especially if you see all our ISKCON temples, we start our Mangalarti at 4:30 in the morning. So you can tune into our Vrindavan.tv or Mayapur.tv, or like in any of our ISKCON temples live channels. You'll see that at 4:30 in the morning, we'll wake up the deity. And it is very, very auspicious, and you will see the bliss, especially if you have been to Vrindavan. I'm not sure if any of you have been to Vrindavan. You go to Vrindavan at 4:30 in the morning, our ISKCON Krishna Balram temple, right, during normal days. Of course, we're not talking about during this COVID last year, or I have not heard this year so far as well. But before COVID, you'd not get even a space for an ant. It was so crowded. And because everybody is so much looking forward to have this beautiful darshan of Krishna Balram, Radha Syam Sundar, and Gaur Nitai early in the morning. It's so crowded, right? Like just to have that glimpse of the Lord and the blissful face of the Lord. Yes, that especially in Krishna consciousness, what is really required is that eagerness. Our Rupa Goswami, one of our Swadha Goswami, who is a dear associate of Srila Prabhupada, he says that Srila Mahaprabhu, he says that Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati, like especially for this Krishna Bhakti Ras, to test it, what do you need to do? Like you just need to have a little bit of laulyam. Tatra laulyam api ekalam. So only laulyam. We have some desire, right? And yes, we should have a strong desire that yes, if there's a flight early in the morning, we wake up early in the morning. We have to do some important activity. We wake up early in the morning. So what we are saying is that yes, for this month at least, why not really wake up in the morning? And yes, of course, if somebody is having some health issues, or like because of some unavoidable reason you are not able to sleep early in the night, because it's important, right, to sleep also previous night early. We cannot wake up early in the morning if you sleep around 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock, right? Or maybe later than that. So we should, make our life, because especially see our Krishna consciousness or this process, why we are saying this, please take up this challenge. We want to bring some transformation within us, because we have been conditioned to do something, नहीं ठीक है, 10 बजे खाएंगे, 12 बजे सोएंगे, लेकिन हम जो ये हम करना चाह रहे हैं, हमारा ये आचार विचार व्यवहार आहार सब पे परिवर्तन करना चाहते हैं, और इसीलिए हम बोलते हैं कि थोड़ा सा वी हैव टू डू इट फॉर 30 days, वी हैव लेट्स डू इट फॉर 1 month, राइट? Because unless we do it for some point of time, we'll not be able to bring change. It's very difficult to sleep early, to wake up early. It's not easy, definitely. But then what we can do, at least during this month, let's try, राइट? पहले अगर 11 बजे सोते थे, चलो 10:30 बजे सोते हैं एक हफ्ता, फिर फिर और एक हफ्ता ट्राई करते हैं 10 बजे सोने के लिए। पहले 6 बजे उठते थे, तो लेट्स काइंड ऑफ ट्राई टू वेक अप एट 5:30, or maybe then once again we'll start at 5 o'clock. So maybe we might not be do these disruptive changes, पहले अगर 12 बजे सोते थे, तो अभी 9:30 बजे नहीं सोते, सो सकते, या 10 बजे नहीं सोते, सो सकते हैं, क्योंकि there could be other commitments, and because our body is habituated like that. But if you have that strong desire, and if you have the right desire, right willingness, right, and right determination, we can do it. So yes, Meenakshi Mataji, thank you very much for asking that question. Yes, we should try as much as possible to wake up early in the morning, preferably, as you said, 4 बजे या 5 बजे, like 4:30 बजे, we should be there in front of the Lord. Before Lord's doors are opened, we should be there. एंड स्पेशली आवर जो मॉर्निंग जो प्रोग्राम है हमारा डेली जो है, वो लाइक ऑफ कोर्स इट इज देयर अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग विद मंगल आरती, लेकिन हम वी रिक्वेस्ट एवरीबॉडी टू प्लीज जॉइन एट 5:30, राइट, so that we can chant together. And if you're not able to be there for longer time, so at least be there for some time. हम क्या करते हैं, 5:30 बजे चालू होता है, 6 बजे थोड़ा सा भगवान के नाम की महिमा थोड़ा सा सुनते हैं, at 6 o'clock we hear the glories of the holy name, and then we continue our chanting, and 7 o'clock we get the darshan of our temple, right, in Mayapur, of Lord Narsimha Dev, Panchatattva, and Radha Madhav. And also parallel we also get a bonus of having a darshan of our ISKCON Vrindavan also, where we have a wonderful darshan of Krishna Balaram and Radha Shyam Sundar and Gaurnita, so घर घर पे बैठ के हम मायापुर चले गए, वृंदावन चले गए. What else we could ask for? And yes, definitely it's preferred that ये महीने में हम थोड़ा सा जाते हैं, थोड़ा सा भगवान विष्णु की मंदिर थोड़ा दर्शन करें. लेकिन wherever you are, if time permits, and I would encourage you to visit some temple, but if you are not able to do so, at least please take advantage of this virtual world. Yes, mobile में हम बहुत कुछ करते हैं, so why not use the mobile as well for the service of the Lord, and tuning it to this morning programs. Thank you very much. Okay, so next question we have Miss Hemu Mataji saying this is a beautiful challenge of commitment for this month. It's a great help and motivation. Yes, like our mind is such that जब तक हम we are not determined to do something, mind will get so many excuses. हम last Sunday को थोड़ा सा हमारा दूसरा एक भागवतम सेशन में हम चर्चा कर रहे थे, like how this mind's nature and a property is to accept and reject. उसका दो ही काम है, accept करेगा, reject करेगा. Whatever is favorable to for my enjoyment, I'll accept it. Whatever is not favorable for my enjoyment, I'll reject it. But lekin then we hear from Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, what is good for us, for a child, right? If you not really put it to the right direction, it will go this direction, that direction. जैसे वो बोलते हैं cow herd, जैसे जो गाय चराता है, right? The cow herd boy, like all the cows and all the cattle, they go here and there, but it ensures that they go in the straight direction. So similarly, हमारा mind भी ये करेगा, ये नहीं करेगा, ये करेगा, नहीं करेगा, it always goes here and there. But then once we hear that, yes, I take this vow, I seek the blessings of our acharyas, so that yes, I want to follow this, right? Unless we be determined, right? Even in our project also, ठीक है, ये हमारा ये challenge है, we have to do this project in 1 month, right? For everything, right? We first start with the discrimination, we understand what is right and wrong, and we be determined to follow what is right. Yes, yes, this is very important from that one. Thank you, Mataji, for asking and encouraging us to follow this challenge. This is a very nice question. Miss Aisu is asking, of all the trees and plants, why is Tulasi the most loved by Krishna? Vrindai Tulasi Devyai Priyayai Kesavasya cha Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavate Namanaho. This is how we offer our pranam to Tulasi. Yes, maybe sometime, right? One of this, okay, we'll do. Next time, specifically, maybe we'll try. In our next food for session, we'll talk about the glories of Tulasi Maharani. But just very briefly, she is a Krishna Priya also, we can say. She is very dear to Krishna, and Krishna is very dear to Tulasi. And she is considered, आपने बहुत सारे story भी सुने होंगे, pastime सुने होंगे. Lord does not accept anything if you don't put Tulasi there. So Tulasi is very, very, very dear to Lord Krishna. Now, जितना भी दे देंगे, 56 भोग, 108 भोग, हजारों भोग दे देंगे, लेकिन उस पर तुलसी नहीं पड़ेगा तो भगवान उसको स्वीकार नहीं करते हैं. जैसे Lord sees that, okay, the love of Tulasi is there or not. अगर if that love is there, then Lord accepts it. So it's very important for us to really respect and go through the devotee of the Lord. And Tulasi is considered the foremost devotee of the Lord, Brinda Devi. इसीलिए हम वृंदावन बोलते हैं, जो वृंदावन है उसके जो देवी है Brinda Devi. Like, and she really organizes all the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. इसीलिए हम हर सुबह तुलसी आरती करते हैं, तो तुलसी जी को प्रणाम करते हैं, बोलते हैं हमको थोड़ा सा आपकी सेवा में लगाइए, उधर की हम भी कुछ सेवा कर पाए आपका. वो आज्ञा देंगे तो हम भगवान की सेवा कुछ कर पाते हैं. Without her mercy, without her blessings, we cannot do any devotional service to Radha and Krishna. That is the short answer. We'll discuss more. And what are the niyams to be followed for those who take food once want to have prasad? Yeah, so once again, there are different levels. Yes, कुछ लोग hobby से earn लेते हैं, right? Like really, like we take without even oil or without any so much spices and so on, right? Like just only thoda sa dal and rice, thoda sa plain khichdi type ka. And that we can take it, right? Once we do our sadhana in the morning, we can take it. But for most of us, definitely, like it might not be possible to just have once in a day, this prasadam. So what we are recommending, that's what we have seen in our challenge form, is that we take sattvic bhojan, right? Like sattvic bhojan, what is the sattvic bhojan or prasad? So we eat, especially next दो session में हमारा जो गीता कोर्स है हम बात करेंगे कि what is really sattvic, and what really means, like what kind of food we should take. We'll discuss that, but in essence, like we should offer food without onion and garlic, and we should cook without onion and garlic, and we should offer it to the Lord. भगवान को अर्पण करके खाना चाहिए, because भगवान तो यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोकोयम कर्म. जब हम भगवान को अर्पण करके खाते हैं, जितना भी whatever the sinful activities or the would have been there, right, in even honoring prasada, that would be removed. So yeah, we offer it to the Lord, whatever we prepare, and we can keep it simple, not really too much luxurious, but keep it simple. Once again, the important principle, right? Please let's because once our Krishna consciousness, most of us understand the principle. Principle kya hai? Ki we minimize our activities in all other things and we prioritize doing service to Krishna. तो हम क्यों सिंपल करते हैं, खाना सिंपल करते हैं, कुकिंग सिंपल करते हैं, एंड ऑल अदर थिंग सिंपल करते हैं, सो दैट वी गेट क्लोजर. लेकिन जो उपवास होता है, उपवास का मतलब क्या है ना, वी आर स्टेइंग क्लोजर टू द लॉर्ड, वी आर गेटिंग क्लोजर टू द लॉर्ड. उपवास का ये मतलब नहीं कि कुछ खाओ पियो नहीं, लेकिन नो बाहर आओ और जितना भी नेबर्स है ना उनके साथ गप्पा करो, दूसरे के बाद बात करो, है ना, किसी को निंदा करो, है ना, वो उपवास नहीं है. दैट इज रियली फिस्ट फॉर द ईगो, राइट. दैट इज नॉट उपवास. उपवास यही है कि हम अपनी जिंदगी को कैसे संभाले, कैसे आगे, हाउ विल नाउ मेक आवर लाइफ इन सच ए वे दैट विल स्पेंड मोर टाइम फॉर द लॉर्ड and less time thinking about anything else. That is the basic principle. And whatever is required, we should do that. And if we are not able to, right, stay healthy, right, by taking once or like something like that, yes, we can take twice the prasadam. We can take rice, sabji, dal, and whatever is required. We keep our healthy so that if we can get more time for chanting, more time for reading Bhagavad Gita, more time for hearing, right? Whatever the important thing is that yes, we should have our mind should be absorbed in hearing and remembering Krishna. Meenakshi ji, is it okay? You are asking very wonderful questions. Thanks for your, maybe you can unmute yourself as well. If you are okay, is it okay with
yes, it is okay, it's okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's
Thank
okay. No, actually, what I wanted to ask is, if I'm taking one time means after evening time, after sunset or before sunset?
Okay. Yeah, so like usually the devotees also, they really take it like early, right? Because if you take late prasadam, then what happens, like your stomach becomes heavy and then you sleep late and then late and then you wake up late. But if you take your prasadam early, then you become light so that you can sleep early, you can wake up early. So that is the essence. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for asking these beautiful questions. Okay. So, okay, now let's go ahead to the next one. So, okay, so here we have Redmi. It's always nice if you can have your name instead of Redmi, and so that because जो हमारा जो process है, हमारा जो ये पद्धति है, ये personal है, it's not impersonal. So always I would really like to associate with some name. So I don't know who is this Redmi, but you are asking that, okay, you had some network connections, and yes, we always share the YouTube link in our WhatsApp group. So, or if you have any problem in this WhatsApp groups, there are so many admins are there, you can connect and you'll get these YouTube links from them. And now our Deepak Prabhu has already shared the YouTube links as well. And Mr. Siva is, how many times we can chant daily? Is there any procedure to chant early morning? Yes, thank you for asking this beautiful question once again. Yes, especially early in the morning, maybe 3 or 4 sessions down the line, we'll talk about, right, what time we chant, why we chant, and so on. But once again, very briefly, yes, we should start using beads, and preferably, yes, we should start somewhere, right? Start with 1 round, or like, because this is the month of Kartik, we want to do more, like just say Dhanvan, just a wealthy person, he wants to he is greedy for taking more and more. Similarly, the spiritualist also, they are greedy, they want to do more seva, they want to do more bhakti, so they wanted to chant more. I know a lot of devotees, they take this additional, but we can start something, like if somebody chanting, not chanting anything, maybe you can start chanting 2 rounds. If somebody already chanting 2 rounds, then we encourage that, okay, why not stretch a little bit to 4 rounds, just like a baby. And a baby is not studying at all, okay, chalu karo ABCD se. If you have done with ABCD, okay, let's go to the next standard, learn words. Okay, if you start learn words, okay, let's go to learn sentences. Then you write essays, right? Then you write learn poetries and Shakespeare's and so on, right? So yeah, as we progress, right? But like there is no, right, like definitely the max that we can chant, right, as much time as possible, right? Kirtaniya sada hari, Bhagavad Gita mein Lord also says satato kirtayanta mam, right? And as we progress, Lord, like especially on all the devotees of like our movement, they said, okay, we'll chant minimum of 16 rounds, right? But wherever we are, we can start somewhere, right? So, but, yeah, I think that answered your question. Is there any procedure to chant early morning? Yes, like that's the reason also we have this 5:30 early in the morning nowadays every day. The sessions, and you might have seen that before chanting, we chant this Panchatattva mantra, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta। हम पहले वो मंत्र उच्चारण करते हैं, फिर उसके बाद we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? And as we said, we should chant in the bits. And yes, why we chant early in the morning, you know, because the mind is cool, mind is less diverted, you know. Just say very early in the morning also in the road there is less traffic, you know, we can go really fast. Similarly, once we spend time, our time in the morning, means we are prioritizing our time for the Lord. So when we are remembering the Lord, our mind is really focused. जैसे हम थोड़ा शाम को करते हैं, रात को करते हैं, mind is already tired with so many things, and we are not able to focus and in praying to the Lord, remembering the Lord. Usually it is not possible. But if you do in the morning, and especially in the association of the devotees, you know, it is really, you know, highway, right? Super highway, express highway. You know, you just, you know, still chanting. The most important thing once in kya hai? You know, just hear, like very distinctly. We pronounce very distinctly, and we hear attentively. Right? These are two things in chanting. So we just pronounce it very distinctly and hear attentively and pray from the heart sincerely. And that's it. That is a simple procedure for chanting. Hare Krishna. Siva, is it okay? Pinti Mataji बोल रहे हैं कि प्रभु जी, should I start एकादशी व्रत in कार्तिक month or देवदत्तन एकादशी? ये जो should I start एकादशी व्रत in कार्तिक month? Definitely we can start from this एकादशी. ये देवदत्तन एकादशी also is a very nice one where बोलते हैं कि भगवान विष्णु उठते हैं चतुर्मास्य के बाद. But definitely why to wait for, you know, one more एकादशी? अभी जो एकादशी आ रहा है उससे भी चालू कर सकते हैं माता जी. Thank you very much for asking this nice question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Okay, I'm just hearing. Okay. Okay, if you can tell your name, who is this?
My name is Sandeep Dwivedi, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask, like in the morning when we get up, like what is the right time for us to chant the mala?
Yeah, so preferably, as we were discussing at 4:30, we do this Mangalarti 4:30 to 5:10, and if we have opened our morning meditation, like mantra meditation program at 5:30. So please do join at 5:30, and we can stand chanting together. If it's not possible, if you think it's too early, then okay, you can join at 6 o'clock, you know, or if not still possible, join at 6:30. You know, please join for some time, right, during this 5:30 to 7 o'clock. So that's our chanting time. And 7 o'clock we have this you beautiful and darshan arati. So we would request you, like at least during this Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta, of course, it is like, as we said, 1.5 hours before sunrise. Sunrise at around 6:15. Right, like preferably if you can chant, that's really great. Right before 6:15. Right, but if it is not possible, Lord is saying that okay, we can understand. You can do little late, but let's do it early morning as much as possible. At least Lord is giving concession that let's chant our rounds early in the morning, even if possible before 7 o'clock.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, how to convince someone? Yes, we'll talk also about it. This onion garlic maybe in the next 2 sessions. Saisu, please hold on. But once again, in Vedic process, it is given that this onion garlics are considered tamasic foods. They are not good in terms of for our health, for our body, and for our mind, and most importantly for our soul.
Iruli biruli.
Okay, so I know we are running out of time, and then we have some devotees joining for our daily program as well. Okay, I'll just see. Oh, we're sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that from Kavita Mataji of the recent loss in your family. And definitely I will pray for you so that you can come out of this loss very soon. And definitely our prayers are with you. And we'll discuss, we'll connect with you, Mataji, offline. Okay, yes, but definitely you can perform chanting, and you the more we do, definitely it is good for them. So I would really request you to please do it, and that will be really good for him, so that he can really get the strength. He can get the strength to go through this difficult time. Okay, okay, Hare Krishna. So, any other questions or comments before we move on to our next part of the agenda, where we'll be hearing any realizations? Anybody would like to speak from this, this program that you having this 31 days of challenge? Anybody would like to speak? Or you can raise your hand, or we can unmute you if you just say. We have just 2 minutes left before we go to the next part of the program. Okay. Okay, thank you very much then. So we really thank you for joining our this Food for Soul session, and we'll be moving to now this our daily Diwali program, where we'll be hearing this wonderful qualities of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. We'll be going to Vrindavan virtually to the different places, and also we'll be hearing this Damodara Ashtakam bhajan, and we'll offer lamps together. So Deepak Prabhu, in the meantime, can we really continue to play this Damodara Ashtakam bhajan? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Ram, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare
Shri Shri Damodarashtakam ki jai. Maybe we can switch off the lights. Yeah. His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj ki. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj